Welcome to another episode of Sober Living Project, Sober Talks, podcast, breaking change to addiction. Today I have another special guest here by the name of Erika. We're going to jump into it. I met Erika a while ago, man, and I'm so proud of Erika because one thing about her, she brings a definition as far as showing that addiction is nothing but a word, and that we put the power to that word. So this is became one of my friends, a sister, and it's walking recovery. And she has took the power from that word addiction, and I'm talking about, and she just transpired, man, and just kept on just upping and upping and upping and moving. But without further ado, how are you today, Miss Erika?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for taking the time out to come to the podcast today and speak on breaking chains to addiction to show other people that they're stronger than addiction too. So, first and foremost, I want to start out. Introduce yourself. We already said your name 3 times, but
Yeah, I'm Erika. I'm 31. I'm from Virginia, but I've been in D.C. for like 6-7 years.
okay. Tell us a little bit about who you were before you started tampering with substances that you got addicted to.
I was into sports. I worked full time. I was helping raise my siblings before addiction.
Okay. So when did you feel as though you were addicted?
Probably right away. I started using when I was like 19, 20. I had got pregnant, and then I terminated the pregnancy, and I had nightmares. I felt so bad about it, and I had an ex who's now passed away that was like, try this, and I saw my mom doing it all my life, so I didn't want to, but I just, in the place that I was mentally, I tried it. And about 2 weeks later, I tried to stop, and I got very, very sick. So it was just from that point on.
Do you mind sharing what you were trying?
Heroin.
Okay. All right. So, what are some of the darkest moments that you didn't have when you were using?
A lot. I remember quite a few times crying before I get the drugs, crying that I don't want to do it, but throwing up, being so sick I had to do it. Then as soon as I do it and the high wears off, I remember at least 10, 15 plus times doing that, just feeling so guilty. Like I couldn't get sober for my daughter. I couldn't get sober for myself. It was just bad. Yeah, it was bad. I mean, I've taken money from things I shouldn't have taken money from. I've done a lot of things I've been ashamed of. But probably the darkest, probably the time before this clean time, I tried to get clean, and my body couldn't take it anymore. I went to the hospital, and I was unconscious for like 3 days. That was my wake-up call, but I still wasn't strong enough until before my son was born. But it's a lot of dark moments. Addiction is not where it's at.
Okay. So, let's see. That's deep right there. And the only reason I really asked you to share one of those darkest moments because you'll never know what somebody else is going through. Mm-hmm. There's another Erika sitting out here somewhere. There's another Linda sitting out here somewhere.
That was my biggest thing about being a single mother. It's hard because you get the stigma. It's like you don't want to tell people what you're going through because you don't want them to take your children. But it's like common sense would tell you hurry up and get the help. But I didn't do that because I was afraid. So I've taken my daughter to school sick, throwing up. I got to pull over to throw. Like it's just terrible. I'm just thankful that she doesn't remember any of that, and that I've come so far from that. But I said I wanted to do this. I wanted to speak on it because I'm sure there's a lot of other single mothers going through the same thing that are just ashamed, and nobody has made them feel comfortable enough to, get clean or get the help. Because even when I got clean, the doctors at the hospital, oh, you have kids, you shouldn't do this, you need to go home. Like, yeah, it's so easy. I should just stop, right? But it took for somebody like you. That's why I always say I'm forever indebted to you. Not like in a bad way, but you know what I mean? It's like you were the only person that made me feel comfortable enough. And then when I wanted to back out, you called me like, where you at? I'm calling the cab. You still going?
That's because you showed me strength. That's because
I think I reached out to you at like midnight or
Yeah,
like the
you
night
did.
before. I was just crying. I was like, I'm tired, please. I looked through my phone and yeah.
You did, and you really showed me that this was really my purpose. Because I told you when you sent me that text, I'm like, I'm still trying to find my purpose. If this is my purpose, and you gave me acknowledgement as far as like and guidance. So you never know like who you may meet in your life that can help you. You know what I'm saying? Pursue what you really set out to do, and you helped me do that. Not just by helping you, but by telling me this is your purpose. You did good at this. You know what I'm saying? You made me feel comfortable. You didn't make me feel like you're judging me. You know, and
you don't know how many people have tried before you.
but like you said, one thing you said before the camera started going, you was like, people they don't know what's going on because they haven't done it, and they haven't went through what we went through. You was doing what you was doing. I was doing alcohol. I was trying other things. I snorted cocaine. I did PCP, Molly, ecstasy was my drug of choice. Alcohol and ecstasy was a match made for me, but it took me to a dark path. And you know we had to come to this realization. But when I seen you there in the hospital the first time I came and talked to you, first I didn't know how to approach you because some people are standoffish, right? But I was surprised you talked to me, and how you talked to me was that like you wanted to help. So now I know that it's my duty to make sure that I can get you the best resources that I can get you. You know what I'm saying? They're coming to find out that you're a mother and all that. Who are we to judge? This is what people do so much. People judge people not knowing a person's walk of life, not knowing a person's background. If you seen your mother do it, what you think you was going to do? What do you think a person was going to do if they seen their parents do it? I seen my father drinking liquor. You know what I'm saying? They told me my granddad that I never knew was alcoholic. What did you think was going to happen with me? You know what I'm saying? Come on now, like it is what it is, but we breaking chains. That's why this is titled Breaking Chains to Addiction. But I seen strength in you, in the way you love your daughter. Like your mother, you just told these people that you was still sick, but making sure your daughter got to school. You wasn't sick, balled up in the bed. You still make sure your baby got to school. You understand what I'm saying? So that's independent, that's strength, that's growth. That's acknowledgement knowing that, yeah, I'm still doing this thing right here, but my baby gotta go to school. You understand? So like that's what I seen in you, and then by you just telling me, man, you really helped me. I said, shit, I gotta go harder.
I turn it up.
I gotta turn it up because one thing about this is I don't believe in addiction. I don't.
Yeah, that's another thing that definitely helped because I hate. That's why I don't do meetings. I did, but I don't do them anymore because, like you said, it's the word titling somebody that forever is not. You told me that from the first day I met you, though, but I believe that because titling somebody for the rest of their life, I'm an addict. No.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna keep.
You can be recovered. You just remember your past.
Right.
You don't have to have that label all the time because addicts don't function the way you or I function most of the time. So
that's
that's another chain, like you said, breaking chains.
Yeah, I don't do no groups. I'm not gonna get up and say, hey, I'm Leonard, I'm alcoholic. I ain't had no sip of alcohol now in over 4 years since being on the streets. Why would I say what I used to be? You know what I'm saying?
I do therapy and stuff. I think that's good for people, but the AA and NA, I did in the beginning when I was weaker, I did it, but now.
So, when did you come to the point that you was like, man, I'm really going to take this thing serious? I know why, but they don't know. And like, what steps did you take to go hard like you've been going? Because you've been doing excellent, and I'm gonna tell you that all the time. So proud of you, and like you're the motivation to the people that are, like you said, that are ashamed, that are scared. You let them know they don't need to be ashamed of anything. You get that help that you need because there are people here to help you. And one thing that I always tell people too when I come encounter with them is that you might be in a group setting of 5 people trying to get into a treatment program, and they all might be the ones that's evaluating you to let you in. 3 of them might not be in your best interest, but that don't mean you need to turn around and walk out because 3 of them they looked at you the wrong way because the other 2 was for you. And you would never know because you didn't let 3 of them get in your way and you're trying to walk out. When you're walking out, you're not walking out on them, you're walking out on yourself.
Definitely, but unfortunately, the way that a lot of these programs in D.C. are set up, it's they need to get better. Because I went through 3 of them, and yeah, used right after, kicked out of one. It was, yeah, a lot of judgmental people. That's why I always said that once I got clean, that I wanted to focus on, for me, single moms and stuff, because there's a lot of mothers out there who want help and just don't know how to get it, or there's nobody that made them feel comfortable enough or won't judge them. So you asked me something else before that, but then we kind of.
No, it's cool. So when did you know that it was that time that you?
I was before my son was born. My son and I had a daughter that passed away. Their dad is incarcerated, and I left him before he got incarcerated, and both his parents are deceased. So I didn't have the help with him that I had with my oldest. I had her grandparents to lean on. So this time I'm like, I'm by myself. I have to get it together because there's no family for my son to go to. It just has to be me. So I went to the hospital. I stayed in the hospital, I think like 2 weeks. Got clean. And then after I had him, I got on the Suboxone, which was a far better choice than the methadone. It was hard, but that just my son, even, which I hate to say it like that because I couldn't get clean from my daughter. And after my second daughter passed, I relapsed again. But it was just different this time because I knew what I was capable of, and then I had the help from you, and I just wanted to do better for both of them. And like I said, my son, if something would have happened, I would have relapsed. There would be nobody to take him. So I was just like, yeah, it's go time. I can't bullshit around anymore, basically.
How you feel now?
Good. I'm happy.
Taking trips and shit, getting dogs.
Going to the beach, all that.
That's right. That's right, man. That's right. But it take those steps, man. You know, one of the things I say as far as breaking chains to addiction is in my mission statement. It takes obstacles, it takes situations, it takes life-changing things for you to break them chains. But you're breaking them piece by piece. You know, you're taking hits at them and you're breaking them off. Out of everybody that I came in contact with at Howard, as far as working with them and trying to help them, by far it's been you and my man Shane, God rest his soul. That guy, he was on Percocets and he quit him and they was trying to boot him out. So that's another reason I took to you how I took to you, especially when you told me that they were judging you and looking down on you and just trying to get you out of the hospital, because the last time that you was in the hospital, I had to beg you to stay there so that you can get what you need, and I was called a nerd by, I had to call. So I was like, my job was on the line again, because me as myself, I have to learn how to word things for people, but what you're not going to do when a person is asking you for help and you are supposed to be here to help them, you're not going to judge them and you're not going to push them away. Mm-hmm. Hey, you told me to call you. You sit us in these meetings and you say, hey, if you have a patient that needs some help down there, give us a call. So if I give you that call, get down there and see this person. You know,
because you definitely are the reason that shit was pushed through, because it was bad. They wanted to send me to psych ward, sending me to a mental health unit for withdrawal. It's not making sense.
But that does go to show you that a lot of places in D.C. need to step their game up.
Oh, definitely.
But that's why I always go to the fact that, like, everybody's not always going to be for you. And you're going to experience that a lot more in life, because now everybody used to see when you were under the influence or using, they're going to be judgmental of you now that you
I'm still fighting the stigma, especially my daughter's grandmother. I'm late to everything because I'm doing this, because I'm doing that. It's not going to last. I love it. Keep it up.
Yeah, because a lot of people rather see you down than see you up.
Oh, I've lost quite a few friends this go around, but they were never friends. And I'm happy for the first time in a very long time. So.
That's good for your growth and your development. So what are next steps as you continue in your walk in recovery? What are things that you got planned that you really want to do as far as for your family, the community? Like, are you trying to become a voice to the community?
Definitely. Like we said a few times, especially for people like me who needed more help but didn't know who to ask or got turned away. Because I believe anybody that's using can get clean. It's just the right push. Because for years, I didn't want to get clean. And then when I started to really think like, okay, I want to change, I just, like I said, I had too many people pushing me away. Like even I sat in the emergency room for 23 hours that time, and that doctor told me, stop using. He wrote me a prescription for Narcan. It's like, what is that going to do for me? But it's, I guess when you want it, you have to build your own support system, and you have to just keep keep asking for help, which is hard being in addiction, because it's like you're going to get tired and be like, forget this and go back, and I could just go use. I don't have to deal with this. But it's about the support system. But I want to go back to school, finish college, or I wanted to go into the addiction field as far as like being a peer recovery specialist or the drug counselor. I have enough credits that I can do another year, and then I'll get I think it's MBA in psychology. That, and get involved in recovery stuff like you do, and just continue to spend time with my kids.
Got the network for you. I'm gonna push you through. That's one thing about it. We need more people like you. And who is better to understand a person than a person that been through and then broke the chain?
It's not just about addiction either. It's about, like you said, breaking chains, like generational curses, abusive relationships, codependency. I had it all. I had it all.
Yeah.
That's probably what kept me under so long. I had a 6.5-year relationship with my kid's father, and that was just the trigger to a lot. And then when it wasn't the opiates, it was, when we would quit that for a while, there would be other things like water or Molly or just whatever he could get his hands on, and I was just following suit, which is still my own fault, not placing the blame on him. But yeah, I think if you talk about addiction, you don't talk about the things that made that happen or things that surrounded enough. That's why I like how you say about breaking chains, because it's not just about addiction.
Yeah. So yeah, it does have a lot to do with, like, I want to say, never passing the blame or the buck on nobody else, because we always got the choice and the opportunity to say no, right? But I know when I started my drinking and drugging, man, it was to fit in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was tired of feeling alone and being alone, and
that would do it.
That led me to the streets as well. And I never talk bad about the streets, because the streets showed me so much love as being a child, as being a teenager, and as being an adult. The streets wasn't the problem. I was the problem. So, and I just came up with that today. I do a lot of self-analyzing, man, like, because I gotta think past who I used to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say, no, it was this, it was this, it was such and such. No, it was me. I was a problem in the streets. A lot of stuff that's going on in the streets right now. The streets is not the problem. The streets were made for you to make your way back and forth, to and fro. It's the people in the problem it's the people in the streets that are the problem. So, like, but I wanted to fit in so bad, so I'm doing what they doing. You know what I'm saying? I took a liking to it. Mm-hmm. And that drink was my thing. You couldn't tell me nothing. But it did tell me something. You want to spend the rest of your life in here, either kill yourself, or you want to change your life around. But I'm giving you another opportunity. My children's mother, my first children's mother, her brother was my friend. And out of all the stuff that me and her went through, he was always on neutral ground. He died, I want to say 2 years ago, at the age of 28. That liquor had got so bad with him that he was having seizures. Mm-hmm. And the doctor told him if he stopped drinking, he'll have a seizure. So it had got that bad. But I remember when I came home, I had got my car, was the whole village, and I was riding past and I seen him right there by, what is it? What's that? It's the mart over there, Discount Mart. I seen him right there, right? So I got out of the car. Dominic gave me a hug. First thing he said, come on, go and get down to drink. I said, nah, bro, I ain't doing that no more. He said, for real? I said, yeah, bro, I'm chilling. He said, man, that's good. So even though he was still on his way to get him something to drink, he still was, like, in support of me. By just those words. I didn't say he walked with me the whole way, like, hey, yeah, do it. But he said, wow, that's good. And to see his life go so soon, like, it hurt me, you know. I don't even talk about one of my friends, one of my best friends is my drinking partner. This was cool, real good. Like my dog, man, Skinny, Kevin Leftwich, man, that was my man, and he had got killed in the streets, but I know that he was drunk and paid on drugs, and whatever he used that day, by taking them type of blunt force things to the head, like getting hit in the head and stuff like that, it made his brain swell and all that. Like, he was brain dead, but I knew it was them drugs. And then all I kept telling myself, like, because we had did a job that day together early in the morning. We had got a job for my cousin, and he was drinking little fireballs the whole morning. Just did 6 months over the gym, so he drinking fireballs and stuff. So he trying to show everybody in his little 6 months how strong he is, moving stuff like. But so after that, 2 days after that, so I know he went and got some more drink because he was drinking little, the little fireball, little things. So I know he went to get some more drink because then when I got my little payment of the money, I went to go get me something to drink. I just went to Southeast. He stayed in Northeast. But anyway, we got a call 2 days later, man, and saying, man, that he was in the hospital. It's not looking good. Get up there. And I watched my friend take his last breath, and that's what crushed me. But at that point in time, I still didn't want to stop drinking. I wanted to kill something. And I wasn't even looking perceivably for the targeted person that did that to him because I didn't know who did it to him. I was on the path of anybody can get it that jump out there because you killed my friend. I watched him take his last breath. So, like, where I be at in my life, like, I didn't see my daddy take his last breath. You know, when you see that tube in their mouth, it'd hit different when you see them laid in that bed in that tube in their mouth and they can't move. So I didn't see my daddy like that, my granddaddy like that, then my friend like that. Like, what the fuck? A lot. This and that. But now I done got so immune to it. Death is like normal, bro. And it is because it's in the Bible. It says you're going to live and you're going to die. But it's just that while we're here, we got to live it the right way or live it the most successful way. And I done went off to me because y'all understand this like a sister to me. So when we walk in recovery together, you know what I'm saying? And I already knew she was going to be like that once she got rid of that because she was letting that weight hold her down. But the only reason that weight was holding her down because she kept on trying to pick it up and didn't work out to pick it up. So now she did worked out and threw it, so she no longer carries it with her. So this is what we do here, like the Sober Living Project, man. We show you, man, that, man, you can, listen, I give you some sense, you can do anything you put your mind to.
Yeah, because I was one of the people that could never get clean. Everybody thought I wouldn't get clean. Some people still don't believe it. I had a 10-year run, and I was terrible. So you can change. It just takes a lot.
10-year run, and God kept her here. So you know how much things that be in the heroin, how much the fentanyl,
I've OD'd at least 20 times. Yeah, I'm lucky to be here. That's not a flex. I'm blessed, definitely blessed.
Ain't no luck in this world. It's just blessing.
Yeah, I don't believe in luck either. It's a saying popped in my head.
So, what do you got to say to not just a struggling single mother right now, but them two? I want you to single them out too. And if there's anybody that's just struggling and straddling the fence, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions to tell them. So what do you got to say to them as far as support? How can you support them? As far as just, whether it's just through conversation, this message that you just want to give them right here.
I mean, I would start with telling them that they can do better and that tomorrow's not promised. Because when I was an addict, it was always, Monday, I'm going to stop. Or when I run out of this stuff, I'm going to stop. When I spend the rest of this money, I'm going to stop. It's never going to end like that. So you have to it's now or never. Plenty of times even when I went that day, I had some stuff. I was waiting until it was finished. And I was just sitting in the house debating, should I save this and not go? Should I do it? But you calling again. I was like, all right, it's late. He's been up all this time making sure I get here. I need to get on and move.
Oh, yeah, that's when we did the cab. You did it though. You went through because you was like, man, I gotta wash these finish washing these clothes. This, that, and the third. But I never got the notion that you was bullshitting.
I wasn't really I in my heart, I wanted help, but I was like, who cares about laundry and shit in your house when you try? I think that was subconsciously I was making. I had some stuff. I was like, I'm gonna wait till it's done, and I wanted to do it all and leave myself stuck at the hospital, which happened. I was sick as hell. 23 hours waiting downstairs, sitting in a chair. I was like, it's crazy. I should have had a priority. I was.
But listen, when you called me back, I know you were shit. Fuck that. I mean, listen, look, we here now. Okay.
I said I'm not gonna have another child and be still in addiction.
Let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk about the birth. Let's talk about when you let it all go right then and there, leading up to the birth of your son.
It was beautiful after that, but because I had to be monitored closely because in the beginning, of course, not of course, but I was still using. That's another thing a lot of people don't like to admit, but it is what it is. So I had to go do NST, stress tests every week, which I used to see you every week when I went up there. It was a lot, but I could eat. I lost so much weight in the beginning being pregnant with my son. So it was just, I was able to enjoy the end, I guess I would say. And then I didn't have to worry about anything. Like when they come and do your urine, we had to test the baby, all that. I was just stress-free, which is most normal people are, but that was something I was worried about. It's just like, I don't want to be dirty because they'll take him, and health reasons. You don't want to use your pregnant, obviously, but after I got clean, it was good though. It's a lot of appointments twice a week, but it was all well worth it because he was born very, very healthy. He was already 5 months the other day, sitting up saying mama, dada, baba, everything.
Oh, yeah. That's right. So, what steps would you tell a person to take as far as to get some help? Knowing that what you've been through, the judgmental, knowing how some of the hospital move, knowing how some of the treatment facilities move, but what steps would you tell them to take? Would you still tell them to take those same steps?
Yes, but I would tell them to try to find a worker, like a peer recovery worker, even if you had a sponsor back in the day, just try to find somebody who's linked in, basically, because they can help move you around and to a better program or a different doctor, or that's what I would say. Try to find somebody who's linked in. If you can't, then just go to, they got the ARC, that's what it's called. You go there, do an intake, and they'll send you to one of the programs that's left.
You could do the ARC. My go-to, like if a person, so I work at Howard University Hospital, everybody. So I'm a peer recovery coach and the OSOP community recovery coach. So if you are dealing with any type of addictions or anything like that, and you want to break the chains to them, I'm here. My number's on my card. I'm at Howard. My name's Leonard Smith. I can make those necessary steps and walks with you so that we can break this thing down together. And anybody I come in contact with, nobody is never my patient or my client. We become family because we're in the recovery of family. You know what I'm saying? Recovering family. You know, and this is, you got to look at people as people for who they are, no matter what walk of life that they come from or anything like that, because majority of the time, the people that's judging a person, when you go home and look in the mirror, you don't even like what you see. Exactly. So that's why you're so worried about everybody else. But my go-to is Federal City. They have a detox treatment facility.
It's the one I haven't been to.
Yeah.
I went to Harbor Lights back in the day, and then the Samaritan Inns, Women with Children.
Yeah. And if you really want to go. Don't go and play with this thing, because this thing right here, addiction can end your life. People don't understand that using certain substances and it's altering your mind that you can't even think past go, or you can, you know what I'm saying, you don't even know the whereabouts of your children, whatever. You just numbed up, hide up, and not even thinking. And it's not even just heroin. It could be pills. It could be whatever it may be. I used to get drunk. I'm drunk as a mug. Like, come on, like.
The biggest part about, like you said, going to treatment, it's not just going and finishing it, because I've done that. It's addressing And sometimes they can't do that in treatment. It's just to get you clean. After you get out, you need to go to therapy. And I didn't want to do it. I did therapy. I did CODIS, the codependency. It's like AANA, but for codependent people. I did all that. I had to really work on myself. I had a fear of being alone, and I had just codependency. It was just bad. So you got to address what's under all that, because you can get clean, you can be clean for a few months. I've done it before, and then you didn't address the reason why, so you're right back to step one.
Right. So you got to go for you. You can't go for nobody else. I don't care if the PO telling you got to go. That's going to make you got to get there because you ain't trying to go back to jail. But, you know, people always look at, they gotta have certain things hanging over their head in order for them to go. Have this hanging over your head, life. Because if you don't go, you know how many times I could have had my head blown off? You know how many times I probably could have committed an actual murder had I not, and jail saved me. People look at jail, oh, you don't want to. Jail saved me, changed, remade me, and gave me my moral support that I needed, because I needed that little closed-in box to understand, hey, get it together, young man. What are you really going to do? I'm going to go out there and show people that they can walk through this thing called recovery and be on top. You know, but you gotta want it for you. It don't matter what you're going through, what's this. If you go into a program and you want it for you, it's gonna work for you. And if it hasn't worked for you, you let them know it hasn't worked for you. Because people always come around with what's it called, surveys and stuff, or they come around asking you questions. How did the program? It ain't working at all for me. So they go, what do you recommend? I need more time.
A lot of the places do.
But you gotta open up. A closed mouth never get fed. You know what I'm saying?
That's why when I got clean, I did the IOP. I did 3 back to back because I needed just more, like what do you call it? Like a plan. I needed more things to do every day. Like, all right, this meeting this day, that meeting that day.
Okay. So we touched on some of the things. Your purpose was for your children. Your purpose was for your health as well. So what are you doing now to keep serving your purpose? What is it? Do you get in any moments that you become triggered in any type of way that makes you even think about it, or what?
No, I mean, honestly, since I had the medication switch to Suboxone, I haven't had one trigger. But I had to learn to manage my feelings. I was so used to being numb for so long that I get mad easier. I get irritated easier. I had to watch my mouth because I say things I shouldn't say to people. Just patience overall. I have to work on patience and things. Because once you stop using drugs, and especially that first 6 months was the worst, as far as you get a flood of emotions back when you get clean. You think it's going to last for a day or 2 days. No, it lasts for a while.
So what do you got going on for yourself right now? About to wrap it up. I got you.
Okay. Just taking care of my kids. I got puppies that I'm taking care of, rehoming. I got my dog. I have church usually on Sundays. I have a lot to just stay busy and stay active, enjoy things that I couldn't enjoy back then, like going to the beach, going places, making TikTok recipe, anything, just having fun, living for once. So, as we come to a close of the 3rd episode of the podcast, Sober Talks, Breaking Chains to Addiction, you have now witnessed another person walking in recovery and showing you that walking in recovery is possible. Listen, we're here. And if anybody wants to get on to the platform and share your walk in recovery with us as a team, let us know. Let me know. Reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? Or you can reach out to my cameraman. You know, he's tagged in everything that we do here, man. And because we gotta show people what's possible. Don't keep recovery secret. Don't keep it secret. You know what I'm saying? Bring it out in the open so we can show more people
that this is possible. That's why our city is in an uproar now, because everybody is off something and not thinking in their right mindset. But I'd like to take this time again to thank you. Super proud of you. Keep doing, keep winning, keep being strong, keep being who you are. Because that didn't even take away from who you are, because who you are was always embedded in you.
It just took somebody to see it, though.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Family for life. Thank y'all. Y'all tune into the next episode. Peace and blessings. Sober Living Project, Sober Talks. Breaking chains to addiction. Level 1 broken.